What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and we are here to talk about the bicep. Is it important? Is it not important? Should you train it? Should you not train it? All of the above.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's obviously somewhat important. It's a part of your arm.
Yep.
But how important is it to arm wrestling and arm wrestling performance?
Yeah.
I would say not that important.
You know, one analogy we made earlier, and I'm going to jump right to the chase and make this, it's kind of like the lower back when, say, squatting. It's a huge part of the squat. You better have a strong lower back when you squat, but if you use your lower back to squat, you're probably going to hurt your lower back, right? And that's kind of the same thing with arm wrestling. Yes, you want a strong bicep. Yes, you're going to use your bicep to do all the lifts, but it is not a primary mover. It's not the focus of any of the movements, any of the moves. It's just a byproduct or a part of the move. Now, if you get put in a bad position, that's when your bicep is going to be exposed, as we like to say. We like to say, expose that motherfucker's bicep.
Yeah.
Put him on his bicep. Get him to have nothing but his bicep, because if he's using only his bicep, it's very inefficient to whatever and everything else that I have going on, right? And the point Todd made, and why we're making this video, was Todd's video with Brian. Todd, said, Brian, we've been training for 3 days. We've done all these lifts. Do your biceps hurt at all? And his answer was no. Do your forearms and wrists hurt? And your hands? Yes. So that's probably what's involved. And if you think about it, I mean, unless you hurt your biceps specifically from probably getting in a bad position at a match or at a tournament or something like that, when you leave a match or when you come back from, like, the day after a hard tournament, your biceps aren't killing you. Your elbow's sore, your wrist is sore, your shoulder's sore, your thumb is fucked, maybe you hurt your chest because you have so much internal rotation. But again, unless you really got put in a bad spot and tried to fight out of it in a bad way, your biceps aren't going to be sore, right? And that's it. The next thing we go to is injuries, right?
Right, and getting put on your bicep is one thing. Fighting just like with your bicep is another, and that's how people tear their biceps.
Yeah, like the way we see the tear all the time
is like, I'll feel this pressure on my bicep and I'll try to use that to leverage up, and the person will start to dip their shoulder down, and this will get more and more stretched.
Yeah.
The tendon will get more and more tension on it.
And I'll feel this like, oh, I can get through that, and then snappity snap.
Yeah. And then 6 months recovery.
And it doesn't grow back. They have to screw it back in and do surgery. It's not fun. So, don't do that. And this is where, like, a lot of the times people think, like, I don't know how many times I've heard people say, oh, do this movement, it'll make your bicep tendon indestructible, and that is not the objective. You don't want to make your bicep tendon indestructible. And a lot of the time, it's not about being stronger. It's just about being better. So, like, in that position there, what's the better thing to do? To fight the way Alex was doing? I'm gonna pull out, or try to reposition his body and get himself back in the match by getting off his bicep, right?
Yes.
Now he's not on his bicep anymore. All right, fuck, where's that bicep? How do I get back to that bicep? That is the way to arm wrestle. That is better arm wrestling, and not just trying to be stronger and brutish, right?
Right. So trying to get more muscles involved in the match, not less.
Yeah. Which really, I mean, when we teach people arm wrestling, one of the first things we teach people is like, okay, here, pull back on me. Okay, you feel how that? Okay, now watch. When I do this, and we take them, like, we take their pronation away, so now they're on their bicep. I mean, when you feel how you're only on your bicep now, that's the objective. I want to get you on your bicep so that I can use more muscles and fatigue slower as you use one muscle and fatigue really fast. And so if that is the objective of arm wrestling, is to put you on your bicep, I mean, I can see where people might go, then I want to have an indestructible bicep that'll make me unstoppable.
But I would rather have an indestructible pronation.
Exactly.
So I don't get put on my bicep.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Devin, right? And that's and/or John, right? Like, everybody that's a master of this sport, like, you're not going to find videos of them doing world record arm wrestling, bicep curls.
Yep.
And I know people are going to preach Dennis Saplenkov, and he was the greatest at one time, which is true. He was the strongest arm wrestler we had ever seen, and he did hold the #1 spot in the world for a while, but that only happened once he actually learned how to utilize his strength and arm wrestle, because in the beginning he was constantly just being put on his bicep, and even though it was really strong and the strongest bicep in the world, he still got beat a lot through the bicep, right? So it's not, the point is that if you want to become a better arm wrestler, like Alex said, you want to get all the muscles involved. So learn how to do the moves using all the muscles, train all the muscles that are important. Think about like the losing position. That's the last point we'll make, okay? A lot of people like to train out of a losing position, so they'll train, they'll get in this position all the time, so they'll do their curls, they'll do everything from here as if this is what they want, and it's like, no, you're getting there because you're losing something here. So figure out what's happening. Am I taking your riser and then getting there? Am I taking your pronation and then getting you there? Like what, am I pushing you outside your shoulder and then getting you there? What is it that is giving up in this part of the match, right?
Yeah,
That's,
exactly.
Yeah.
Most of your strength training should be focused on how do I get strong at the start.
Yeah, and even your table time, if you watch Devin and like watch old videos of Devin and BLM or whatever, or like anybody, again, good, especially I think Devin and BLM is a great example because BLM will spend like 95% of his time right here, just trying to figure out a way to get a better grip and then a little bit. Like so much of the arm wrestling, if you watch like a high hookers practice and you watch the really good guys, so much of it, like Alex just said, is just spent right up here. Because this is where the whole match is won and lost, you know? If you're trying to win a match down here, you already lost it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the video.
That's the video. Leave us your feedback down below. Like, comment, subscribe.
All those things.
And work yourself.
Peace.